Hello, 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 hello. Welcome. Welcome to Worthy Wednesday. Worthy women, I am happy to see you today. Actually, I always say to myself, I wonder why I say I'm happy to see you and I can't really see you. Even though, here's what I do in my head. This is a true story. Some of you I know by your profile picture. Some people I don't know. So if I see somebody's profile picture, I'm like, oh, I know them. And then because I know what you look like, then I just imagine you watching me and me watching you while we're talking on Worthy Wednesday. Anyway, welcome to Worthy Wednesday, Worthy Women. Sorry, I logged on at 6:01. I was trying to type the title and then I messed up and I was like, oh, anyway, so I got it together. So we are in the month of April. I hope everybody had a wonderful resurrection weekend or Easter weekend out here in Portland. Well, actually in Washington, Vancouver, which is considered Portland Metro. I was actually able to go to a church. It's pretty rocking. Liked it a lot. So I'm glad I went to do that on Sunday. Anyway, I cannot believe that we are already in the month of April. So many states are allowing their children to go back to school. Thanks be to God for that. I'm happy that all teachers are able to have somewhat a sense of normalcy in these final months of school before summer break. And then we go back again in August. I'm praying for all of those who are graduating. Hi, Miss Carolyn. I'm praying for all of those who are graduating because I want them to have some kind of graduation ceremony. Thankfully, last year, Gianna's school district was phenomenal and they were able to have some type of ceremony for graduation. So I was really thankful for that. But it's been a journey. It has been a journey for those of us that have lived and never thought we'd live in a time where we would be in a global pandemic. So I am thankful that we are all still here and we are able to go forward. So here's something that's interesting. Whenever I watch Worthy Wednesday back, and then we're going to get started, sometimes I feel like I lean too close to the camera. Y'all, I have so many idiosyncrasies about myself doing Worthy Wednesday. Like, I am amazed that I even watch myself do the video because I feel like, oh my gosh, I was too close. Oh my gosh, was I talking too loud? Like, I just have all of these things, which are just my own personal hangups that I probably should get over and move on. Also, this is a sidebar. I've been letting my hair grow out because I cut it a lot. I felt like when Gianna went to college, I had a midlife crisis. And so I just cut my hair just because. I don't know why. I just did it. And so now it's grown back and I can put it in a puff. Go me. Anyway, that means nothing because I'll cut my hair again because I just feel like it's hair. It'll grow back and it's no big deal. So that is really exciting. So I put the phone up a little bit more because I had the ring light. Okay, but I told y'all that I broke it and I still can't get it fixed. So I'm going to ask our maintenance guy if he might be able to fix it for me because I'm like, man, because it was at a different height. Anyway, I digress. Also, Worthy Women, I want to tell you today is the 13th Wednesday of 2021. That is unbelievable that there are only 52 weeks in a year. So, Stacy, I miss your face. So that means we only have 41 weeks left in 2021. Can y'all believe that? Y'all, like, seriously, we're going to be talking about Thanksgiving and Christmas in a minute. Seriously, you know we are. So I cannot believe we've already had 13 Wednesdays in 2021. That's crazy. Only 93 days until Worthy Women Live Do the Work, the conference in July. And the only reason, you guys, I haven't announced where we're going to have the conference because the world is still a little tentative. And the places I've contacted, like, yes, I think it'll be fine. And so I'm just like, so I'm waiting to hear. But anyway, wherever it'll be hot because y'all know I don't do the cold. So I feel like Oregon is out right now. But we'll see how that goes. But anyway, let's get right to it. Worthy Women. This year, the year of 2021, has definitely been about me. It is the year of me. I certainly believe that as women, worthy women, we have a responsibility to take care of ourselves, and we have a responsibility to take care of ourselves well. And a lot of times we put all of those people in front of us, our children, our spouse, our jobs, our friendships. I mean, pretty much anything. We put that in front of everybody else. Serena, that's true. I've heard that. So I cannot wait to see if Oregon is indeed glorious this summer. Anyway, so this particular week, I've really had to, well, actually probably over the last month at work, I've walked through some character issues and y'all, I think when you become an adult, you think that you're perfect. Okay, first of all, let me just say I'm talking about me. Okay, I'm not talking about y'all. I'm totally talking about me. But I think for me, sometimes I believe that I don't need to adjust my character. I need everyone to adjust to me, which when I hear myself say it out loud is ridiculous. I digress. Anyway, so I wanted to talk about change me. One of the things that I've learned kind of sort of exploring the year of me, because really I'm just exploring myself and I'm just sharing with you what I'm learning about myself. Y'all know I love to go to the dictionary, and I also like to figure out what words mean, because the way that I use them, 9 times out of 10, I'm using them to my advantage, which is also bad. So I went to the dictionary for change. Now remember, like, so many words we've looked up on our Worthy Wednesdays, and we have had so many grammar lessons. So that makes me very giddy on the inside, because I think knowledge indeed is power. Anyway, so change is a transitive verb. So I wanted to give you the definition of that again so you could get the context in your mind. So transitive means it is characterized by having or containing a direct object. So that means in the use of the sentence, the verb that I select must have something, a person, a place, a thing, an idea, a main event, that it can refer to, or that I have to pay attention to in the next part of the sentence. So that's what a transitive verb is. So change, how appropriate, is a transitive verb. That means in order for change to be effective, it must be attached to something. And wouldn't you know, as we sit here tonight on Worthy Wednesday, the thing that change is attached to is me. So you can point to yourself and say me, because tonight you're going to talk about changing me, which is you, not me. Okay. So what does change really mean? Sometimes I feel like, oh Lord, have we talked about this before? So I spend a lot of time going back and just reading and researching all the things that we've shared on Worthy Wednesday. So the only thing, this is amazing, that I could find on changes. One time I did a Worthy Wednesday and it was called Changes. Y'all remember that? Anyway, but it's not this. So change means to make a shift from one to another. So shift. Now we use that word quite a bit. If you know how to drive stick shift, then you know how to shift gears. I do. And so I looked up the word shift. And wouldn't you know that shift is also a transitive verb? So that means in order for that to occur properly, it has to be connected. There has to be a direct object that is connected to the word shift. So I thought, how appropriate that change is a transitive verb, and the words in the definition to define it, the main word is shift, is also a transitive verb. So that indicated to me 2 things. Number 1, I'm not going to like it. Number 1. Number 2, it indicated to me that I am going to have a responsibility, because this is about me. Okay, so point to yourself and say me, because it's about me, not you. It's about me. It's about me, and you are about you. All right. So how do you shift from something? In order to go from first gear to second gear, in order to go from kindergarten to first grade, in order to go from high school to college, how do you shift from something? Well, the way that you shift from something is by moving. You move from kindergarten to first. You move from high school to college. You move from first gear to second gear by using the accelerator and the clutch. And I found it so interesting that in life, that's how we change too. We move from moment to moment. We move from season to season. We move from age to age, stage to stage. We move. So in my head, I was thinking, well, that makes sense almost, except I feel like, what does that necessarily have to do with me changing? Because a lot of people say, and we know the saying, that the only thing constant is change, and change is the only thing that's constant, right? Well, I think sometimes we use words, or we use phrases in order to avoid dealing with the thing that we really need to deal with, which is me, right? Because I'm talking about me. So when I think about saying change me, I'm thinking about that. Number one, I'm going to have to shift certain things in my life, my beliefs. I'm going to have to shift my mindsets. I'm going to have to shift my language. I'm going to have to shift my vision. I can't look at things the way that I've always looked at them. In order for me to go from one place to the other, in order for me to shift, in order for me to grow, I have to change. And change means I have to be willing to move. Okay, well, I don't know about you, worthy women. I'm totally fine with that when the change is what I want to do. Let me just talk about myself right now, because I can totally talk about myself. When I want to go on vacation, or when I want to go eat ice cream, or when I want a hamburger, I don't need anybody else to help me. And I don't need other people to be in agreement. I don't need people to make a suggestion and tell me how I should do something, because I have enough in me to move and shift and do whatever I need to do in order to get what I really, really want. But I thought that that particular mindset, that particular belief is a double-edged sword. Because if I don't shift and I don't move and I don't do the things that are necessary in order to grow or mature, then that lack of movement also has a consequence. Okay, so then let me tell y'all something. I got real upset when I thought about that, because I said to myself, wait a minute, change is not for my advantage when what I want to do, I can work and manipulate in order to benefit me. Change is for me at all times, at all moments, in all seasons. And sometimes change has to occur within minutes of something occurring. So here is what I'm really saying. I have to move the old me and enter the new me. I have to go from who I am to who I am. Now, listen, I know y'all thought I was going to say from who I was to who I am, but this is why I didn't say that, because was is your past. Now, worthy women, you know that all of us have learned from the things we've done in our past. But what I've discovered, and this is just purely me examining me, what I've discovered is that sometimes the mindset of things that have happened to me in the past continue to be the mindset of me in the future and in the present. And because I don't take the time to get rid of that mindset, or to change my belief system, or to change what my head and my heart are saying, I tend to say, well, who I was is not who I am. But technically, that's not true. Because if you have not shifted or moved your mindset from that time in your life to the present moment, you're still who you are. You're just doing the same thing. You're just doing it differently. So if you were mean and ugly then, and now you're doing it, but your hair is nice and you got a nice clothes and you have a better job, then the reality is, worthy women, you're still mean and ugly. Okay, wait. Okay, first of all, listen, y'all. Aren't you happy I'm just talking about me? Because I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about me. So you don't even have to get offended right now. Because if me, has ever done something in the past, and I say, well, I can't change that. That's just who I was. That's just who I was. But if that same behavior, that same attitude, that same speech, that same mannerism is who I am, then was it a true statement when I said, well, that's just who I was, when in reality, that's really who I am. So that's why I say that in order for me to change, I have to move from the old me and enter the new me. So I need to go from who I am to who I am. So I want to give you a practical example, because when I say, I'm not going to say anymore, I was that, because was means I am limited. And this is my own definition. This is a career definition. I have a limited level of knowledge and understanding and wisdom, because you can only be who you are on the level of knowledge that you possess. Listen, I can't be a doctor if I've never been to medical school. Okay, this is a true story, you guys. It's a sidebar. I sometimes think I know a lot of stuff about medical things, and I don't know anything, okay? I literally will look up something, or if I think that the explanation I'm giving sounds really good, I'll say it. And sometimes my sister will be like, where did you get that from? And I would be like, what? Isn't that what happened? She's like, sis, did you just make that up? Well, in my head, I'm saying yes, but like with my mouth, I'm like, no, of course I didn't make it up. I read it in an article. And she's like, where? Y'all, because was means I had a limited level of knowledge and understanding about not other things, but about myself in reallife.com. Like, have you ever had an understanding of who you were versus who you are? Like, do you ever look at yourself and say, I can't believe I used to do that stuff? And I'm not talking about anything bad. I'm talking about, let's just say, for example, you wouldn't brush your teeth. I mean, God forbid, but okay, I want to use something that's practical. Let's say you wouldn't brush your teeth and now you do. So you can say, I can't believe I was like that. But if you get a different level of knowledge and understanding, then you can avoid saying, well, that's just who I was, okay? And then you can say, I am, because I want you to start saying from who I am to who I am. So am means it is a present tense of the verb to be. So that right now you are who you are right now. Every second you're who you are right now in the present tense. And that means that when I say I am, that means I have an identity with, okay? So I want to talk about that in two areas. Number one, for those of us who believe in Christ, our identity is now in Christ. His attributes, his beliefs, his attitudes, his mannerisms. We are to be like him when people encounter us. Now, I also want to talk about identity in the sense of you being a woman, that you are strong, that you are capable, that you are smart, that you are loving. All of those things, I mean, they merge together with your identity in Christ. Sidebar. Anyway, but I want to talk about that sense that in order for me to say I am who I am, I have to be willing to acknowledge who am I going to identify myself with. All right, so I want to talk to y'all about why Change Me is so important. So anyway, I started working when I got here, probably like a week or so after I got here. Just working part-time, thanks be to God for that. And I have encountered some people that I literally wanted to cut them. Okay, this is a true story. And thankfully, this is about me, so it's not about you, so it's totally fine. Anyway, I don't know if you guys have ever experienced when you work with a large number of people, it can be very difficult. The atmosphere can be very tense. I also go to work at 3:45 in the morning. So a lot of people are not morning people. I am a morning person. Like, I can operate between 3 a.m. and probably till about 7:30 p.m. and I'm good. And then after that, I probably need to go to bed. Anyway, so let me give y'all an example. So part of the responsibility, I work at Amazon. So part of our responsibility is, safety and maintaining social distancing, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so they have certain associates that work as social distance captains. So their job is to make sure we're not standing too close, we're not hugging, blah, blah, blah. Okay, anyway, let me tell y'all this. So one of their responsibilities is to make sure that we wear our masks correctly. Now, this is not a debate about masks. So let me just say that. This is about me because I can only talk about me. I do not like to wear masks anywhere. I wear face shields everywhere I go because I can't do it. Okay. But at work, we have to wear a mask. You cannot wear a face shield. So I'm already stressed out about that. Anyway, sometimes, worthy women, I am a little bit of a rebel and my mask sits right here. Okay. This is true. I am laughing at myself. Anyway, it sits right here. So I have to constantly pull it up. So there was this particular safety person that literally harassed me for 2 weeks. I'm not exaggerating. Every time I was at work, this particular associate would come and find me and say, pull it up, pull it up. Okay. First of all, let me tell y'all something. Because of the way that my parents raised me, I certainly believe in giving respect to my elders. Now, this particular associate is 65, 66. She is as old as my parents, and I would not want someone to mistreat my mom because I would come after you. So I think about that before I interact with this particular person. Okay. Anyway, she drove me crazy. I'm just going to say, like, literally my blood was boiling every day because I was like, why do you keep coming over here? Do you see all these people in here? Now, at any given time during our shift, we have about 300 to 400 people inside the warehouse. That's how big. It's ridiculous. So I'm thinking to myself, how can you come find me out of all of these people and you're coming to harass me? Anyway, y'all, so this went on for like over 2 weeks. I'm not, oh God, just thinking about it boils my blood. So y'all, okay. For those of you who don't know me, I will confront you, okay? I will confront you, and if I am angry, I will hurt your feelings, and I might ask for forgiveness. I might. So when I started thinking about changing myself, I thought about this particular incident. So this lady and I had several run-ins, and all I could do was do my best to be firm enough to basically tell her, leave me alone and stop talking to me about this. Like, why don't you go harass those 3 little boys over there who aren't even doing anything and leave me alone? I had to talk to like 4 managers. I had to talk to 3 supervisors. Y'all, it was so ridiculous for me. Now, I'm talking about change, which means to make a shift from one to the other. So I want to be who I am to who I am, okay? So I had become so angry that I was like, I'm filing a formal complaint because I don't have time for this. Like, and I kept saying to myself, if she keeps running up on me, I'm not going to be able to be respectful. And then I'm really going to be upset with myself. So, I got all my ducks in a row, got my documents together, and I was like, I'm going to file this report. Let me tell y'all something. 2 days after I had sat down and wrote this email and got all my stuff together, I went to work. And this lady came up to me again, and I just thought, you know what? Today, you're going to meet me. Funny, I said, you're going to meet me. And she said something, and I said to her, I said, why do you keep coming over here? And yes, I gritted my teeth, but she couldn't see because I had my mask on. I said, why do you keep coming over here bothering me? I said, what am I doing to you? And she stepped back and looked, and she walked away. So at the end of the day, I went over to that lady's supervisor, who's a young girl, probably 24 or 25, and she's 66, okay? And I told her what the lady had done. And I ran down every single incident that she had done. And that girl was flabbergasted. So she asked me, would I trust her to let her deal with it over the next 3 or 4 days? Well, of course I wanted to say no, because I wanted to tell her little girl, do you know who you're dealing with? Like I'm old enough to be your mama, and y'all are stupid in here. I don't have time for this. Change me though, right? So I said, okay, sure. So I was off the next couple of days. So it didn't matter to me one way or the other. Y'all, I came back to work and I went on break, and she was in the break room. And I thought, why does this keep happening to me? I'm really trying to get my life. I'm really trying to have a better attitude. I'm really trying to do right. And here she comes. So I'm in there talking to this other associate. We were just laughing and talking. And then we got in there late. So we were trying to keep up with the time, blah, blah, blah. And this lady who literally had harassed me for 2 weeks came over and she said, good morning. First of all, worthy women, she had never said good morning. She had never been kind. She had never said anything polite to me at all. I was like, did she just say good morning? I was like, good morning. And she was like, sweetheart. What? Did you just call me sweetheart? She was like, did you come a little late? And I said, actually, yes, ma'am, we did. We were doing so and so and so, and Okay, worthy women, the way I'm looking at y'all, that's exactly how I was looking at her, because I'm like, am I in the Twilight Zone right now? I cannot believe she is talking to me, and furthermore, she's saying good morning, and she's being kind. I said, do. Moving on. So we got on up, we left the break room, and I went back to work. The next day, I walked into the building. She was like, good morning. Good morning. Okay, good morning. I said, what the heck? I know I'm in the Twilight Zone. Y'all, for the last 2 weeks, that lady literally has come to find me every day. How are you doing today, mija? Are you okay? How's your family? Everybody's doing okay? How's your dog? You guys, when I tell you my mind is blown, but let me tell you why this situation is so interesting to me. I mean, am I happy that she's friendly now? Sure. Am I happy that she's doing what she needs to do so other people won't treat her bad and yell at her and curse at her? Because some of those people have done that, and I've seen them. Yes, but this is not about the lady. This is about me. Because let me tell y'all how many times I wanted to fix it. How many times I wanted to check her. How many times I wanted to tell her something to hurt her feelings so she would stop acting like that. You guys, I spent those 2 weeks boiling in my head, in my heart, in my emotions about who I was, okay? Because I had limited knowledge and understanding of circumstances and situations versus who I am, meaning Corey, who are you identified with? What kind of me are you going to be right now? Y'all, I'm telling you that the ability to change me, and I'm talking about you, so you can talk about yourself, the ability to change me has nothing to do with other people. I want y'all to know that is the revelation. Changing circumstances, people, it has nothing to do with other people. It has absolutely everything to do with you. So I, for the last 2 weeks, have been walking around dumbfounded that she literally has changed her entire attitude. Listen to me. When I tell you that people are now saying, is that the same lady? Because she had that run-in with multiple people in the building. And they're just like, what happened to her? Like, she's so different now. Like, she's kind. And I'm thinking to myself, that lesson, Corey, was never about the lady. The lesson was about me. It was about, am I going to identify with Corey who wants to fix it and tell her how to act right and get better? And why are you acting this way? You should be thankful to the Lord that you're this old and here you all walking around harassing these people. Because that's what I wanted to say. Okay, literally, that's what I wanted to do. Or am I going to be the Corey that identifies with, if I have a problem, yes, I know who to go talk to. Yes, I know how to file a report. But more than that, am I willing to change me? Am I willing to give, first of all, myself grace? Because here's what we do. We say that the reason why it worked out is because I extended grace. No, ma'am. You are the first partaker of the grace that you extend to other people. In order for you to have a better attitude, you have to extend grace to yourself to get a better attitude. So then you can give grace to other people when they don't have a good attitude. So, y'all, I literally thought to myself this whole time about changing me, and being changed has nothing to do with anybody, but it has everything to do with me. So I thought, well, Corey, that could just be one rare occurrence. Y'all know how we do. Well, not y'all, maybe just me. I'm like, let me see if that really worked. Let me see if that really changed anything. So let me give you another example. Now, I love to greet people. I love to say good morning. I love to say, how are you? What you doing? I meet a lot of different people. I'm very intrigued by people. I am a people watcher, and working in a warehouse like Amazon, there's so many different people there, so many ages, so many ethnicity. And I feel like I could just study all those people forever because so many things I could learn. But one thing I didn't like is that everyone was really grumpy. And I hate that because I'm not grumpy. I mean, I can be grumpy, but I'm really a morning person. I love to greet people and how are you doing? How so-and-so? What's your name? Where are you from? Blah, blah, blah. So I decided that I would start saying good morning to people. Seriously. One day I said, you know what? I'm going to change this. And I'm going to just start saying good morning and just, hey, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Y'all. Y'all might not believe this, but if you ever come to Oregon, you'll know. I can remember when I would walk into work and there would be no talking. I mean, well, first of all, it's really loud in there because we got conveyor belts, trucks, everything. It's really loud. But You can still hear people talking, you know what I'm saying, if you're walking by, but there would be no laughing, there'd be no camaraderie, there'd be no conversation. And so I just decided that I need to change me, because I would be mad because people wouldn't greet me. Like if someone would come up to me and be like, excuse me, and I'd be like, what? Like, you didn't even say good morning. You didn't even say what's your name. And then I realized, well, Karee, you didn't do that either. Oh, wait, was that too tight? Hold on. Because see, we think change means that people change in order to accommodate me, that people change in order to do what I want them to do. But worthy women, I'm here to tell you tonight, change is not about anybody else. That's why this is the year of me. Change is about me. It's about me making a decision to move or shift. It's about me making a difference, to go from one to the other, to take action, to be exactly who I am to who I am. Y'all, I am amazed sometimes at the things that we learn and how the Lord orchestrates things in my life. I literally could just lay down and be like, I should never talk again, because I need to be slapped up for some of the stuff I think. So I decided that I would start saying good morning to people, just all the time. If I went to a different section, I'd be like, hi, good morning. And people would be like, good morning. And they're like, what's your name? And I'm like, Karee, what's your name? And we would just start a conversation. I have done that for 1 month. Y'all, when I tell you, every time I walk into that building, everybody is saying good morning. I am walking through the temperature check. They're like, good morning, Karee. And I'm like, oh, good morning. I walk around the corner. Good morning, good morning. I'm like, good morning, good morning. And I laughed at myself today when I thought about how frustrated I was when nobody was saying good morning. How frustrated I was when people weren't being kind, when people weren't smiling, you know what I'm saying? And people weren't showing just human concern for other people. And then I realized, how can I want that from others, but I don't do it? See, because when I change me, that means I go from who I am to who I am. See, when I do things that I want because I want a specific outcome, I'm who I am at that moment. But who I really am is the person that shifts and moves and takes action in order for others to be impacted by the change in me. Y'all, oh my God, I wish you could hear it the way I hear it in my head. Listen to me, worthy women. I cannot tell you how happy it makes me to walk into a building where there's at any given time 300 to 400 people working. And people that I don't even know will walk by and smile, or they'll wave. And I'm like, hi, good morning. I don't know them. But they know me because I changed me. I said from who I am to who I am. I am change. I am different. I am worthy. Y'all, if you can understand like really what this means on every scale of your life, if you want change, it begins with you. There's nobody else. This is what gets me. We literally have made industries off of changing other things, circumstances, relationships, jobs, money, hair, makeup. We're like, if you just change this, you'll be different. Everything will be great. You'll go from who you are to from who you were to who you are. Yeah, but that's not true. Because I told you that who I was is an operation of limited knowledge, limited information, limited everything. But who I am to who I am is the change on the inside. For me saying that everything in the world revolves around me, everything in my life revolves around me. Those that don't get on board with me cannot get on board with me. All of that changes when I decided to change me. I literally was walking around saying good morning in my head. I was. And I was like, God, these people get on my nerve because they won't even say good morning. And then, like a ton of bricks, the Lord said, well, why don't you say it? I mean, y'all, I know this sounds ridiculous, okay? But you can think of so many situations in your own life where you have said, I wish so-and-so would just do this. Or I wish they would just say this. Or I wish she would just act like this. Or I wish she would do so and so and so. And the reality is, the she is me. The she is you. The she is me. I I want these people to act better at work. Wait, that means I need to act better at work. You are a catalyst for change. And the beauty of that is the change can be positive and beneficial to all those that are around you, or the change can be detrimental, not just to those around you, but also to you, because you believe that what they're doing is worse than what you're doing, but you have the ability to change it. Worthy women, it tickles me when I now go to work and I hear good morning all over the building. It's great. When people walk up to me, good morning, I'm like, good morning. One little thing. It changed everything. It changed it. And I want us to realize, and then I have 4 questions that I'll put up for your homework. I want us to realize that changing me changes me. Y'all, saying good morning made me happier, okay? Because I love to say that. I love to say, how are you today? How are you doing? Is everything okay? I love doing that. And instead of me always looking externally for the change, because see, that's what happened. We've been conditioned in this world to look for change to only come from the external, from outside of me. I am the only way for me to be happy is for somebody else to bring it to me, for somebody else to give it to me, for somebody else to tell me that I can be happy. No. Change is on the inside. You're happy in your heart. You're happy in your mind. You're satisfied in your heart. You're satisfied in your mind. You're content in your heart. You're content in your mind. And if you're not those things, it's not somebody else's fault. It's your fault, because you're the one that's responsible for your change. Not me, not you, not your sister, not your mother, not your father. You, that worthy woman that stands in the mirror every morning, you are responsible to change me. Me. When you look at you, you can say, me. Corey, I want the atmosphere different. Change it. Corey, I want to have a better attitude. Change it. I want to love people the way I want to be loved. Change it. I want to believe in people the way I believe in myself. Change it. And I can tell you, worthy women, that when you change me, to make a shift from one to the other, to move, to take action, to go from who I am to who I am, you are now giving yourself the ability to be identified as a change agent. Actually, I'm telling you right now, it's a great place to live. It's a great place to be, because that's what you're called to be. Change agents. In your family, at your workplace, in your church, in your school, at wherever you are, the grocery store, you are called to change it. I know that might seem a little far-fetched for some of us to think, Corey, how is that possible for me to change every place I go? You change every place you go because you're changed everywhere you go. Every interaction that you have, not with other people, first of all, but let me just start with yourself. The interactions that you have with yourself, your belief systems, the way that you talk to yourself, the way that you believe or you don't believe, you change those things about you, and you can actually change those about other people. So here are the questions I'm going to ask you for homework, and I'll post them a little bit later. It says, why should me, and these questions will be grammatically incorrect, so I do apologize, but I need you to understand. Why should me or I change? That's question number 1. Why should I change? Why? I mean, I can think of 1,000 reasons why I should not. And normally, those are the reasons we stick with, and those are the reasons we don't change. But I want to know, why should I change? Number 2, what happens when me changes? What happens when I actually do it? What happened when I actually started saying good morning? What happened when I decided not to hold a grudge against that lady, even though she had cut the fool with me? What happened when I decided to smile because she smiled and I didn't roll my eyes? What happened when I decided that forgiveness and hate and being angry was too heavy to bear because I didn't know what she was walking through either? So what happens when when I change? Number three, what happens? I'm sorry, number three is who changes when I change? I mean, well, the answer is me. Just so y'all know, the answer to number three is me. Okay. But also the people that I am in relationship with, they change too. And actually, you know, growing up as women, we would think, oh my gosh, she's two-faced. But the reality is how I treat people, how I approach people, what I give to them is what they give to me. And when I change that, what they give to me changes. So here's what's interesting, worthy women, and you could take this to the bank, okay? If you're in a relationship with someone, not just man to woman, but, you know, any kind of sister relationship, girlfriend relationship, whatever, work relationship. If that person is not your cup of tea, because, you know, everybody ain't working at our cup of tea, and that's just the truth. What would happen if you changed how you treated them? Not to be fake, you know, because we're good at that too, so don't do that. But the question is, who changes when I change? So if you change your tone, you change your demeanor, you change your facial expressions, God help us, because that gets us in trouble. You change your body language when you talk to them. They have no other recourse but to do the same. Because see, what happens is when I'm frustrated, offended, or angry, I put that on everybody else. And so people only see me as frustrated, angry, or whatever, when in reality, I'm none of those things, because that's who I was. I was those things because I had limited knowledge, experience, and understanding. But now who I am is who I am. So I want to be loving. I want to be kind. I want to be gracious. I want to be generous because I want to change me. And finally, number 4, how do I change me? Well, I'm telling you the answer. I'm writing on the homework too. You move. You move from looking at other people. You move from looking at other circumstances. You move from looking at things in your life that aren't exactly the way that you want them to be. And you say, what about me? Can I change in this situation? Can I not be angry? Can I not be sad? Can I not be frustrated? Can I not pass the buck to other people? How do I change? Take action and move. Worthy women, I love y'all so much. And I'm telling you, the year of me is changing me. No pun intended. And I want to challenge you, not just tonight, not just tomorrow, not even the rest of this week, but really for the rest of your life, to change me. To go from who I am to who I am, because it matters. It matters to you. It matters to your children. It matters to your grandchildren, if you're blessed to be in that realm, or even great-grandchildren, if you're blessed to be in that realm. If you don't change me, nothing, and I mean nothing, will change. I can't wait to see you next Wednesday. I love y'all. Bye.